if you're watching this channel, that's what I wish for you. I wish you can, if you're under tough circumstances and all that unpleasant stuff, and which you probably are if you're thinking of coming, 6 to 10,000 miles away to change up your retirement, then my wish for you is that you can find the peace in what makes you happy the way I have found the peace in what makes me happy. I've never had this much peace. It's crazy. Like, I have no pressure on me. Every day I have Fawn, who is the perfect name of all time, fawning all over me. I'm going to attempt to make like a shorter video. I want to title it "This Could Be You," and what I'm going to do is put the post from yesterday, Friday, that I made on my channel. I'm going to put that right in there, and then I'm just going to add a couple slides, and then this will be like my little intro, but it's going to be short. And the idea is that, as regular viewers know, one thing I'm always trying to convey is like what it really is like here, because it was impossible, absolutely, literally impossible for me to tell and make any kind of accurate estimation as to what my my life here would be like by looking at the internet. And I mean, geez, what a dumb idea you had. I didn't have any other way. I had like one new sort of friend here that was Kru Usane, who turned out to be a dear friend later on. But in the beginning, I didn't really know who she was. I'm sure she was statistically correctly assuming I was a typical foreigner looking to come here, and she's not going to trust me right off the bat and all that stuff. So I had no flipping clue. And when I got here, things were quite different than what I expected. Now I love it, and it's great, and into the reality that I thought it was going to be like here, I wouldn't trade. But gee whiz, it took me 4 flipping years to get this all sorted. And everything I say, keep in mind that I arrived here in really terrible shape. I arrived here and you shouldn't do this. I planned it carefully and it did work out, but I took a big risk. I came here without having my pensions fully sorted. I get 2 pensions, which I have now. They're not giant or anything crazy. I'm not bragging, but I have 2 reasonable pensions I can live comfortably on, and I only had one. And it was kind of the more important one was the one I hadn't gotten yet. And so I was in rough shape financially, fair to say. I was in rough shape kind of mentally because I'd just been through the hammer mill of a divorce after 29 years. And I really did not want a divorce. I want to make that clear. I really wanted to me, it was a badge of honor, which now sounds kind of dumb to say, but it is what it is. But I really wanted to go the whole distance and have the kids and my wife and I all be together and do all that stuff. And but that didn't work out, as you can see. And this is great. This is absolutely great. And then medically, I was in poor shape because I didn't know this at the time, but I needed one more major spinal surgery to fix the one I just had before I got here, which had gone poorly. It had gone extremely poorly, and would have probably crippled me for life had I let it continue on. So praise God for Dr. Wisharn at B&H Hospital in Grun Thep in Bangkok. So Grun Thep is how you say Bangkok, by the way. I don't know where Bangkok comes from. That's like the foreigner use of it, but the real name is Grun Thep. You'll never hear a Thai. I've never heard them say Bangkok, ever. I don't know why they have that word, but they do. They have a different word for everything here, I'm telling you. But back to my point. So I had a great Friday, but it's a pretty typical Friday. And I rode my my beautiful motorcycle. And you want to get a car, they do classic World War II Jeeps restored here really cheap. And they're gorgeous. I'm a Jeep guy. And if you're a Jeep guy, my goodness, you can go to the surplus yard, pick one out. They'll swap in a full Toyota drivetrain or a Zuzu drivetrain, so it's reliable. There's a concept. And gets good fuel economy, and then they'll paint it to a show level to where, like, I've never seen a Jeep that shiny and pretty. They're utility vehicles, but here, since it's Thailand and they want to make things as good as possible, generally, you end up with a show paint Jeep for like $12,000. I mean, get one of those. I probably will take my own advice on that at some point. When I can't ride the bike anymore, I think I'm getting a Jeep. Anyway, so I rode my custom bike, which is a just about, I guess you call it a show quality motorcycle, and that's my daily transpo. That's nuts, and I love it. To make my life as unrealistic and crazy and as fun and enjoyable as possible, yeah, I'm all about that. That sounds good. Sign me up. And then I had a physical therapy, deep tissue massage on my back. This one lady, there's a department store there, and they have a little massage shop right in front of the department store. You wouldn't, like back home, they'd be like probably the lower end people, but here that place gets traffic, so they can recruit the top massage therapists. And this one lady, man, she can twist my back and just get it just like, and she can do it under tension versus compression, and my spine hates compression. So anyways, great massage, and went to the steel shop, checked on the mount for my custom oil gauge I'm working on. I kind of like to know my oil temperatures here in Thailand while I'm riding an air-cooled engine around. Then I went over to my pal Joker's place. That's his English nickname, Joker, and he has like a custom scooter. He's a custom artist, really, in metal, and he made a scooter that looks like the Joker in the Batman movies would ride. Really, seriously, it's hilarious and awesome at the same time. And he rides that around when he's not riding one of his Harley Davidsons. Anyway, so we went there, and then he wanted to have lunch. I'm like, okay, we had lunch together, and another guy showed up, and I ended up having lunch with 3 or 4 other Thai men, and I know just enough Thai to get along and follow the conversation and add, and we were joking and laughing and having a great time. And then we took a picture, which I'll clearly show in this video. There's a nice photo. I'll include a shot or two of his bar, and then of the table he made. I picked up a table. Joker did a custom tank mount for my bike, which was important to me. I want it for all these reasons. I won't spare you. If you're a motorcycling guy, a tank lift is kind of a cool thing. And I wanted one, and on my bike it's hard to do. And he got a guy that, just got it to absolute perfection. It's beautiful. It's perfect. When he does work on my bike, he does it like I would do it for my bike. Like the care he takes, I'm noticing that's the second time that he's just had this incredible care, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking it anywhere else for custom work anymore. I'm just going strictly to him. And then I picked up this little cigar table that I designed. I had this Isan guy, which is like a cultural hippie sort of a thing in my use of the word. A Fu Manchu mustache, long hair, owns like a really authentic coffee shop, all made out of carved wood that he carved in the neighboring city here where I live in the rice fields. And the Isan guy made this wood tabletop for me, which I'll show. And I took that over to Joker's shop, and then Joker welded up some legs for it to my sketch. And now I've got when I go outside to have my cigar and my little private bourbon tasting, which I enjoy by myself, and the peace and quiet out here. Again, half the time I'm talking to my boy, half the time it's just me listening to the birds and watching the cranes fly over the rice fields and stuff. And I'll have a little table to do that with, because last time I spilled my whiskey, I set it on a flat rock, and the rock isn't perfectly flat, obviously, and my whiskey slid off. We had a level 4 hazmat spill there with my bourbon. So anyway, but that was my typical Friday, and this is my wish for you. If you're watching this channel, that's what I wish for you. I wish you can, if you're under tough circumstances and all that unpleasant stuff, and which you probably are if you're thinking of coming, 6 to 10,000 miles away to change up your retirement, then my wish for you is that you can find the peace in what makes you happy the way I have found the peace in what makes me happy. I've never had this much peace. It's crazy. Like, I have no pressure on me. Every day I have Fawn, who is the perfect name of all time, fawning all over me. And every day she calls me a couple times. What do you need tonight? What can I make you any dinner? Because I don't eat a whole lot. And it's fine. I'm not a big food guy. And so I'll usually say no. And she knows I like the laundry done. I like my shirts clean. I like the house clean and organized. I don't like clutter. I'm a retired engineer. If you could have seen my aluminum parts warehouse, my architectural hardware company, everything was in these racks. Everything was labeled and organized. There was a little model of each part and how it fit into the component system that I designed and patented myself up there. It was sort of an anal retentive person's fantasy or something. But I kept it organized, and that way it was just me, my son, and an occasional helper or two could run it. And that was a fantastic business for 12 years. I should talk about that someday, but proud of that. Again, that was also one of the luckier things that ever happened to me. That allowed me to extend my useful money-making career a further 12 years, pile away some cash, be able to afford the divorce that I didn't want but had to have, and then retire here. Look at that. Nice stuff. And so that's my wish for you. If you're in a tough spot you can watch my other videos and maybe glean some information for yourself and start to see how you might be able to make a spot where you could fit in Thailand and where that might be. If you want to be around other foreigners, not recommended, but there are places where you can find guys that are of a little better class. But I will tell you not much. People say, oh, go to Phuket. All the rich guys go to Phuket. They're much classier guys. I hear a lot of negatives. So you be careful. Be careful when you're overseas, but you're going to need to be careful if you retire in your hometown anyways, because no one's going to be happy that you retired. They're not going to be happy. I used to get hateful comments on this channel, because my life was so bad. How are you giving out any advice? Look at you. You're in terrible back pain. You haven't gotten your pension yet. You got nothing. You're nobody. And then now it's like, oh, Rob, you're bragging. I mean, they're never happy. If you stay in your hometown, well, if you're so great, how come you're staying here? And if you leave, oh, you left? You're too good for us? It's like being in court. The other side will find a way to make you look bad. I don't know why human nature is that way, but it is. Anyways, enjoy. Please, I hope you enjoy the videos, and I really hope they help you. And this is all about my Friday. Bye. Okay, so here's my Friday. I started off with my motorcycle parked out front of my house, and then I sent Fawn this selfie as I waited at the major intersection by our village. And then I stopped by the Harley-Davidson dealership. This is how I tease Fawn, because she knows I spend money there. And here's where I pulled up at Joker's shop. He has a little coffee bar and bar there. And I just waited for him, did my homework, had a glass of ice water. His bartender is always really polite and nice. Everyone's just so nice to me. And then you'll see we had lunch, and I had some sumdam salad and some mutot. Those are things I really like. And there's me and 3 other guys. We're just joking, having a good time. Here's the 3 of us that owned motorcycles that were there. Joker on the right and another guy on the left. I forget his name. And there I loaded up my cigar table as I was getting ready to leave. And then here's how it looks in my library, which is wonderful. I'm super happy with it. It's the perfect size and height. This is a nice romantic sunset as I was going with Fawn on our way to dinner at Bad Bistro. We had a lovely dinner. I had a very nice steak and even nicer companionship from Fawn. And we had a lovely evening and went home and had a quiet evening at home. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. If you've watched this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe.